Good morning on a very dreary and cold day back in Letchworth. Today, as you may have seen from the title already, is I want to talk to you about the Goodwood Members meeting. So the Goodwood Members meeting, based at the Goodwood circuit obviously, is a traditional race event which kicks off the historic racing calendar. It's been re-emerged the past sort of 3 years I believe now. Lord March has brought it back and made it into another headline event at the Goodwood Motor Circuit, which is fantastic. Unlike the revival is sort of catered for 50s, 60s cars based around that era. The members meeting is catered slightly for a slightly newer era of cars, so it still has the 50s and 60s races, but comes as far forward as 1982. The headline event for the members meeting is the Gerry Marshall Trophy, named after one of Britain's most successful and well-loved touring car drivers, Gerry Marshall, who has a whole accolade of success, mainly racing a big, powerful Vauxhall is the photo that I see everywhere based around the circuits around the UK. Gerry Marshall Trophy caters for touring cars from the Group 1 era between 1970 and 1982. So Ford Capris, RX-7s, Rover SD1s, Triumph Dolomites, cars like that. And yeah, so we're going to go and have a look at one of those cars from that era. So we will catch up in a second. Currently swapping ends for the car at the moment. Neil's been talking me through the history of the car. It's a British touring car, Rover from the 1980s, driven by journalist Rex Greenslade. What a racing driver's name. Sponsored by Motor Magazine, hence the Motor Magazine on the car itself. So that's a very brief history on the car. We'll get a little bit more out of the history of the car in a second, and look in the car in a little bit more detail as well. Left the workshop. Apologies I didn't manage to talk too much more whilst we were doing the photo shoot. It's official, racing in the Goodwood Members meeting to kick off not only the historic season as mentioned, but also my own season. I think it's going to be an absolutely awesome event. I mean, I've attended the revival for the past couple of years. I've attended the members meeting last year as well, and just you get caught up in all the high drama and the atmosphere that Lord March creates for the Goodwood events. And I said to myself, oh, I need to get me in one of these, and yeah, the opportunity has come about. So I'm very, very lucky and very, very privileged to be joining not only the members meeting, but the headline event at the members meeting as well, the Gerry Marshall Trophy, in what can only be described as a very competitive package that we've got lined up as well. So the Rover SD1 car, the Apache Motorsport car, sharing the car with Stuart Hall. Stuart Hall, a very accomplished historic racer as well as modern racer, 2013 GT Am World Champion. You may have seen him racing and driving all the golf cars. He's a pretty handy set of hands, and yeah, just to top it off, he's the lap record holder, or the historic lap record holder at Monaco as well. Over itself, it's going to be a competitive car. Looking at the JD Classic car, which won the race last year, I believe, with Chris Harris, the motoring journalist, and Chris Ward, who's a very accomplished race driver himself as well. So I hope that we will be fighting those guys, or whoever the JD Classic guys put out in the car. Just to give you a little bit more detail about the car itself, it weighs in about 1,200 kilos, so it's relatively heavy for a modern car. I know that the guys want to try and get a little bit more weight out of it, but obviously regulations don't permit too much more weight coming out of it. 3.5 litre V8 Rover engine in it, very popular in its day, purely because of the high amount of tuning you can put into the car, and with all the standard parts, standard block, etc. Obviously you tweak the insides as well to get some big power out of it. So it's putting out about 300 horsepower, I think, but don't quote me on that. It might be 320. And yeah, putting all of that power through a live rear axle, which comes standard with the Rover as well, will make it an interesting car to drive, I think. So we've got some testing coming up on the 17th of Feb, in which we're headed down to the Goodwood circuit. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you some awesome action of that all happening as well. So I'm going to get my point of view visor out for my camera, and hopefully yeah, show you what it's like to work the wheel of one of these Rover SD1 cars in testing, and obviously also hear that amazing soundtrack that the V8 will produce. Yeah, watch this space for a few more bits and bobs coming up with the Rover SD1, as well as various other plans in the timeline. I know this hasn't been the most action-packed and exciting videos, but please do subscribe and stay tuned for some more track stuff coming. The weather is not permissible, well, not permitting track use, well, useful track use at least. So please bear with me until we do get on the circuit, and I can give you some more exciting content. So yeah, watch this space. I hope we will be able to catch up from Goodwood a little bit later on. Catch up then. Bye bye. So to give you an update, I've been sitting on this video for a little while now, and yes, bad news unfortunately. Since making the video and having everything confirmed for the members meeting, unfortunately I'm now out of the members meeting, as is the roller coaster of motorsport. It's been requested by the organiser that they're going to put Tom Christensen in the car instead of me. The car is obviously going to be very strong as well, with both Stuart and Tom pairing together. Yeah, I'm going to head down. There's no sort of hard feelings between me and the owners or anything like that. So we're going to head down to the members meeting anyways and watch the car out in action, and hopefully I'm going to try and guilt trip Tom a little bit by the fact that he's taken my seat. But I will be out in the car later on in the year, so we're looking at potentially Donington and the Silverstone Classic as well. Keep pushing. There's lots to focus on in the meantime, so yeah, we'll focus on that and yeah, catch up at Goodwood again. Catch up then. Bye bye.